Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Brittany with Horoscope.com. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to make today, Monday, March 18th, 2019, a success. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where the moon is in Leo. When the moon's in Leo, it brings our attention to being happy, trying to do the best that we can, finding the joy in our life, taking more of a leadership role in our projects as well. Yeah, taking risks, being bold and courageous. Now, what we've got going on early this morning, perhaps as some of us are waking up, is this moon in Leo making an opposition here to Venus in Aquarius. What this can bring is a lot going on that we're feeling, thinking about in regards to relationships and money. I think we're trying with Venus here in Aquarius to envision a future with relationships and money that we think is going to be better for us, to put our life in a direction that we like or that inspires us better. But perhaps we're having to balance these thoughts about relationships and money with the future with what will actually make us happy. We can see lots of things for our future. We can dream lots of things, but which one of those dreams, when we actually put them into place in reality, will actually we really enjoy? So I think we're trying to figure that out. Not just what we see for our lives, but to weigh out, well, what do we really want? What really resonates truly with our hearts? After we do that for a bit, then a few hours later, now around breakfast, as we're getting up and moving around, this moon in Leo is then going to come in a square with Mars here in Taurus. So I think what happens is we start to think here, what's going on with relationships? Where do I see relationships and money going? And then when we get the square to Mars, we start to put things into place in a more practical kind of way, okay? Now, and to work towards some things with relationships and money. With Mars and Taurus, though, it's not just working towards any old thing. Oh, okay, well, I see this for the future with relationships and money, let me do it. I think we start to have to, at that time, make some decisions. I don't even know if decisions are the word, about what is really important to us, what we really value, what we really need, and to move towards those. This could feel a little bit frustrating. Whenever Mars contacts the moon, to me it can bring up a lot of tumultuous emotions. I think what's going on here, and the reason why we feel this way, is because we may have to narrow down all our options. Leo and Aquarius don't like to narrow things down. They like to think big, think bold, do anything. Anything is possible and achievable. And Mars and Taurus says, no, not everything is possible and achievable, because we got time constraints, we got money constraints, we just got things we don't believe or value that are important to us. And so I think there becomes this challenge today of, okay, there's a lot of things that you could want, that you're passionate about, that are now based on a totally new conception of your identity and your personality than ever before. But in order to do all these new things, you have to be a little bit more practical about it, a little bit more disciplined about it, and you have to narrow it down and make choices based on things that can work realistically and support your true values and needs. Okay, that's going to happen there. A few hours after that, now around lunchtime, this moon in Leo is then going to make a trine over here with Jupiter in Sagittarius. And this I like. Even though there could have been a very challenging and frustrating alignment a few hours earlier around breakfast time, this to me, that happens here at lunch, is going to help us to start feel a little bit more excited about life, to do new things, to do different things, to be happier, to realize that, hey, we're making progress. Maybe we had to make some hard choices this morning. Maybe we had to think a little bit more practically than we wanted to think, and a little bit more realistically. Maybe this past few days were a little intense because they were super emotional and we had to see ourselves in a very different way. But because we did the hard things, we made the decisions, we had the hard conversations, and we received some breakthroughs, now we can start to feel excited about what we're doing, excited about where we're going, and to finally begin to step more and more and more into a different way of living and being as a result of our choices and emotions and things that we've dealt with, okay? So that's what's happening there, and that's going to stick with us for most of the day. The next alignment isn't going to occur until bedtime. Around bedtime, this moon in Leo is then going to enter the sign of Virgo. When the moon enters the sign of Virgo, then it becomes less about passion and excitement and cultivating your passion and figuring out how to organize your passion in a more practical way that works. It's then going to be about doing things one-to-one on the day-to-day. Okay, I think we've had all this passion that came up earlier in the day. And I think as a result of our passion, we had to think of practical and realistic ways in which to do things. And I think when the moon enters Virgo, it becomes a lot about doing the work on the day-to-day in order to make the things that we realized that we're passionate about and that we see come more and more into fruition. Okay, maybe that's what I'll leave it with there. I think we started to do some things that we needed earlier in the day, but I think as we move throughout the day and into tomorrow, some of the passion starts to be tempered a little bit and we start to get more to work. The passion was necessary that we had today to understand what was important to us, but as we move throughout the day, we realize that maybe some of the passion needs to go by the wayside so that we can make some things work and put some plans into place. When the moon moves into Virgo, again around bedtime, it's then going to make a trine over here to Uranus, I think, and really help us finally to start to move forward, doing things that we need in our life to help us feel more confident, more secure, more comfortable in a more realistic way, and to make those happen. All right. The second thing I want to talk about today is going to be right here with Mars and Taurus coming into a square with Venus, which the moon was triggering today. What is going to start to happen today, especially as the moon moves into Virgo in the next few days, is our relationships, our money are going to have to be readjusted. Now that we're a new person, now that we've had realizations about our life and who we are, that's very different than ever before. And we're starting to get new ideas about a new strategy and plan that we need to move forward in better ways. Our relationships and our money are going to have to adjust. We can't keep doing the same things that we've done with people. We can't keep doing the same things that we've done with money. And we're going to have to finagle those things, negotiate, work things out, back and forth here in order to get the balance and the mix just right to help us move on, and needing to not be afraid here to do things differently with relationships and with money in order to get the results that you need based on some recent insights. And the third and the last thing perhaps that I'll mention is going to be right here with Mercury coming closer into a conjunction with Neptune in the next few days and about to station. I also think as well our intuitive insights could be high. Also, there's a lot going on spiritually and intuitively behind the scenes here in order to help us figure out what's going on. And I think maybe even needing at times to listen to your intuition and to allow yourself even to be creative as you come up with the new solutions and new ways of doing things in order to help you move forward. So that is your daily planetary forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.